Hello, are you planning to make your first dynamic dashboard? Or do you want to make a simple dashboard with no formula at all? Then do watch this video till the end, as I will be showing you how to make a dynamic dashboard using simple pivot table. Hi, my name is Sabya and I help companies manage and analyze their data. And if you would like to see more such Excel and analytics related videos, then do hit the subscribe button. Dashboard analysis is a visual representation of the data that you have just analyzed. They are made by processing the raw data and may also comprise of a graph. Though it may not be necessary to have a graph or a chart in your dashboard, but it is always a good practice to have something which visually helps people to understand what exactly the numbers are all about. Because the last thing you would want is people to be distracted because the report is difficult to read. So without talking any further, let me take you to my computer screen and show you how I would prefer to make a simple dashboard using pivot tables. So the data that we have on my screen is again the same data which we had used in the previous video, wherein on column B I have the order date, which has got the dates over here. Then in column C, the second column is region, then we got the name of the representatives, items, units, then the unit cost per item, and then the total amount over here in column H. So the first phase of the analysis or first phase of the dashboard would be doing a calculation on this data and deciding what exactly you would want to show. We will make a pivot table like what we had seen in the previous video. Again, to make the pivot table, the first step is you need to select the entire data set. For that, what we do is you click anywhere within the data range, within the data set, and do Ctrl A one time. It will select everything. Or the other way of doing it is select everything manually with your mouse. Once the data is selected, click on insert and then click on pivot table. Now the pivot table, I want it in the same page for now, assuming that the dashboard is going to be from column J onwards. So let's use the existing worksheet and then click over here, and then from column J is where I will have the pivot data. Click OK. So right now you look at it like this because there is no data selected, and because of which it is just a blank blue screen here. Now as we keep dragging the items down, so let us look at the report item wise. So let us click on items. So we got 5 items over here: binders, we got desks, pen sets, and pencils. Now we want to see how much is the total value of the sales that was done for all these items. So this is the total value of sales. The total amount of sale that was done is 11,136. Very important that you cross check the number or the amount. So it is 11,136, because it is very important whenever you are finalizing reports or making any dashboard, there should not be any formula errors or any calculation errors, because that is the last thing you would want to happen. Once you have validated the data, then what we do is now let us try to make a simple graph out of this, because a dashboard is, as I said earlier, is not necessarily a bunch of numbers. You can also have a simple graph over there, which makes it very easy to read your report. So for that, what we could do is, since this is a pivot report, click anywhere within the pivot table and then you go to insert and you will find something here which says pivot chart. Click on pivot chart. Once you click on pivot chart, it gives you few options as to what type of graph you could use. You could use column, line, pie, then bar, area, and so on, but any which ways, since we are making a very simple dashboard, let's keep it simple for now. So columns, under columns, this is a simple 2-dimensional graph. This one is a stacked bar graph. Then I think I will go with this one. This looks good because this is a 3-dimensional graph. I think it gives the feeling of depth as well when I look into it. So I select this and then click on OK, and as soon as I click on OK, the graph is there. The report is already there. Very simple to add graphs. Now understand that this in itself is a standalone pivot table. It's got drop downs over here. So if you select this drop down and you uncheck everything, you can uncheck everything. You select only few items, binders and desks, and then you click on OK. The graph will change, and it is also linked to pivot table over here. Very interesting, isn't it? Again, let's select everything. It is slightly difficult to read the graph as well, because binders is the top selling item that we can see definitely over here. But the second item that we have over here, it could be pen set or it is pencil. It is very difficult to say which one of these two is the second and which one is the third. Of course, people can go into the numbers and look at it over here, but again, the whole objective of making a dashboard to simplify the report so that the user does not have to spend much time in reading the number. Again, what we do is best sort. Let's sort it out. So click on data and then let us sort it out. Let's see what happens. Again, you got two options over here, smallest to largest or largest to smallest. As usual, I would prefer keeping it on largest to smallest. Click on OK. Now once we click on OK, we see that binders is the first, then second it is followed by pen set and then pencil. Now it becomes very easy for the users to also comprehend that which one is the highest and which one is the second and the third one. Now we all know that the filters can be done by dragging and dropping the items from here. So you can add regions over here. That way what happens is once you click over here, you have multiple selections, and depending on whatever you want or you do not want, you can uncheck them and the report is automatically generated. But I think that is not what we want to do over here. Rather, what we will do is we will try to make it a bit more dynamic and a bit more presentable as well. So for that we will use slicers. Slicers is a filter in pivot table, very dynamic as well. For that, what we need to do is click on this, and there you will see an option. Go on to the top, click on insert. Under insert, you scroll under filters, come to the right, and under filters you will see something which says slicer. Click on slicer. It will give you the different options that you could use, or basically what you could use to filter. Now what we will do is we will select few items like order date. I don't think order date will make any sense if you have a filter for order date, but if it will be good if you have something for regions, then let's add a slicer for the name of the representatives and also for the units as well. 3 items selected. I think that is more than enough for this simple dashboard, and then you click on OK. Once you click on OK, you see these options over here. So you got the item slicer, then you got the name of the representative. You can drag it and drop it wherever you want to, and the third one is the region. Now again, the sizes also can be adjusted accordingly depending on how you would want to place them or where exactly you would want to place them. You can drag and drop them or resize them as well. So I will keep them like this, and yeah, a bit more like this for this one. And then what I would do is I will keep the third item or the representative item over here, and it's a bit longless. That is why I could stretch it and make it a bit longer. I think that is good, or maybe I can just put it over here on the right hand side as well. Yeah, I think that should be good. This size is good enough for me now. And then what I could do is, now I got all the information here, then I don't need the name of the graph over here at least, so I could just get rid of this. Select that and click on delete, get rid of it. This again, total can be deleted. So now it becomes a bit more bigger and people find it more easy now to read it. So there you go, your dashboard is almost ready now. Now how to use this dashboard? Simple. So click on this central. So the moment you click on central, it will look under the items list and see what were the different items that were sold in the central region. So binders, desk, pens, pen sets and pencils, everything was sold. That is the reason everything is highlighted. Whereas on the right hand side, or the last slicer that you have, is for the representative. Not all names are highlighted. That means Howard, John's parent, and the last 2 names, they were not from central. That is the reason you won't have any data for them. They are not highlighted. If you click on central, so now let's go to east. If you click on east, immediately you will see this time desk is not highlighted. That means if you look into your data over here, and if you filter east zone, you will not find any sales done for desk. And the people or the representatives who did the sales in east region are only 3: Howard, Jones and parent. Similarly, the last one that we have, West. So in West, the graph immediately shows that you only had 2 items sold over there, pencils and binders. The total sales in West was 371. So the 2 people who sold the binders and pencils were Sorvino and Thompson. That's the beauty of using slicers. Now if you want to remove the filter and select all the things, all the 3 items over here, just click on this red X over here. You click on it, everything gets unselected in this slicer. Similarly, if you click on binders, so the total sales for all binders across the 3 regions was 5,645. It was sold in all 3 regions, and all these people, all these representatives that are highlighted over here have sold binders. Click on desk. Only Smith from Central region had sold desks. Pens were sold in both regions, Gill, Johns and Parent, and so on. Pencils were sold again in 2 regions, and pencils were also sold in, basically pencils were sold on all 3 regions. Now if you come to the representative name, now let's see what Andrews has done. So Andrews, if you click on it, Andrews belongs to Central Zone and he only sold pencils. Gill, on the other hand, again is from Central but only sold binders and pens. Howard, from East Zone, he only sold binders. The next representative, Central and pencil. So you can just play around with things, and believe me, this is a very powerful tool with a very minimalistic dashboard that you have created right now. Now that you know how to make a simple yet effective and a dynamic dashboard using pivot table, try it out and let us know in the comments below. And if you found the video useful, then do hit the like button. And be sure to subscribe to Analytics with Sabya YouTube channel. Thank you for watching and stay safe.